Let us record. Oh, alright. So this section is being recorded now. Okay. You were not in the last section, and but I know the major highlight of that section was stress pattern. And talking about stress pattern, it's meant understanding why some syllables are actually stressed in English. Those who were in that section would understand better. I'll just let's share my screen. Let's see if we have one or two examples, and then we'll move on. Okay, for example, if you study questions 116, this is a cumulative past question, all right? So all the questions were put together, and that's why you can find 116. I know that numbering for the normal exam, okay? That's the last question. The last question is 80. All right. Oh, if you look at 116, it is trying to pronounce the word constitution, trying to spell out this word constitution. And of course, you can see the different, yeah, you can see the different terms, and that's what we call stress. Stress simply means a syllable is emphasized, like here, con is what is emphasized here. In another one, it is still. The another one, it is the two. And in another one, it's actually the shin. Yeah. So this is what we talked about in the last section. And the major highlight of that section was share with you some top rules, some top principles. Available for those who might have considered it useful of that snippet. Um, when deep regulation, the, the tenet or precepts that would help you find the right and most suitable option when stress pattern. Think of this constitution, then I see it, right? And remember, we said you have to stress the second syllable for every word that ends in shin. And we about starting your counting from the last syllable, which means which do the counting from the back. Shun is the first syllable in that sense or in that instance. Two is the second syllable in that instance. Still is the syllable in that is the third syllable in that instance. Con is the fourth syllable in that instance. So we talked about all of those stuff. So when a word ends in shun, it is expected that the second syllable is emphasized or stressed. We talk about where it's ending in, so that going to find itself in the gray section. There are some words without precise or manageable principle or rule to guide them. So if is in GANT like David Gant, we do not really have any law that governs that, which makes the selection of the right option here maybe a little bit tricky, totally independent, because there's no rule that can assist you with this. However, extravagant, the correct one is the which is the C, extravagant. So it's the C, just because I'm familiar with that word. There's a people if you can interrogate, we have a principle that covers that. In the snippet I sent to you, interrogate when a word ends in ATE, you have to stress the third syllable, and the answer here is T, B. Our rules also govern or cover the IC word. What is the IC syllable wise? When a word ends in IC, you have to stress the second syllable, and that makes C the correct answer in catastrophic. And soon, like I mentioned, translation, you have to stress, and the answer is C. You see, all of these are syllable based, all of them are stress based, they are principle based, call anchor or rule tolerance. So your job is very simple: to ensure you immerse yourself with the rules, immerse yourself with the principles, immerse yourself with the, so if you like, you can call it formulas. What you do, you find this exam easier. This was what we discussed in the last section, and the rules are still there. All right. So today, oh, okay, we also speak about this 121, 122, but I don't have to go through that because, but today, let me go to page one. Let's start with at least be honest, it cannot be tough always, that something. Okay, here, from the list of words A to D, choose the one that is most nearly opposite. Unfortunately, the word is on the line, so let's play with this one. Um, I think you have some trouble with your, I don't know. So though my mother was convinced about the success of the business, a manager remained. So this is convinced. The opposite of this word is skeptical. I think my job is just to see how twisted we can raise your knowledge vocabulary. We can help you upgrade your knowledge of words. So there's no point doing the quiz thing. I'll be dealing with them. Yours is just to see in case there's anyone aware of. Judgment should always be in favor of the innocent. This is easy. The opposite of innocent is accused. At least the star. Lie is quite reliable. So if someone is not reliable, they become what? Untrustworthy, not deceptive. They are untrustworthy. Then the gullible, yeah. So the opposite of gullible. If someone is not gullible, then they are going to be discerning, because to be gullible means, I mean, almost lacking common sense. Okay, that's going to be discerning. Tom's humility contrasts with his brother. So the word here is humility, and the opposite of humility is haughtiness. Yeah, haughtiness. That's the word. That's like I-handedness. The life of a man appears long. So what's the opposite of the word long? In reality, it is brief, quick, shortened. In reality, now if you look at this, yeah, I like this. This is diction, selecting the right word. The life of man appears long. We're talking about life because when you say brief, quick, shortened, stunted, all of these words mean the same thing. They mean not enough, not long, not long. Not. This is where diction comes in, the appropriate word usage. Stunted. When you talk about stunted, stunted has to do with the body mass. It has to do with something that has to do with the body. Somebody with a shortened bone. So of course, we're not talking about that parts of the body. Shortened. Shortened as the metaphorization of somebody acting. There's an actor. Someone was at play and the person shortened it. But here, this is a natural process. All right, it is not shortened. Shortened means there is a hand behind that carried out the action or that executed the action. So it's not shortened. Quick. Quick means quick is an action, a fleeting moment. So the answer is it is brief. So you can give a brief in our brief journey on life, not a shortened journey, not a quick journey, and not a started journey. So brief is used more when talking about the longevity or mortality of humans. In the interest of peace, it is better to dialogue than to dash. So dialogue, the opposite of the word dialogue is confrontational. Yeah. So he can be confrontational. Maybe once I do 10, I'll let you guys do the next 5. Or All the wealth amassed by a greedy father is often dashed by, okay, I think this is amassed, is often dashed by undisciplined children. So here, the answer is squandered. Squandered. So when you waste resources, many people find cod liver oil disgusting. So this is disgusting, but soldiers find it not bitter, not pleasant. Yeah, medicinal and all, refreshing. Okay, so they find it pleasant. Now, why is pleasant what we're going for? This is about experience. Disgusting is an experience. And the word that describes experience, we can talk about somebody having a pleasant experience. You cannot have a medicinal experience. Yeah, you can still have a bitter experience. All right. And you don't also have refreshing experience. The arrival of the right police that calms that detention rather than mitigate. Now, mitigate is to reduce. So the opposite of reduce is it heighten it. And that's me, it heighten it. Investigations reveal that the senior students dash the juniors to throw stones at the principals. All right, so here um, it's instigated. It's instigated. Okay, so let's allow you at least. I've done the first 11. Okay, let me do 12. The Supreme Court nullified the ruling. The Supreme Court nullified the ruling. You actually nullify. So that is also diction. What you may call domain words. What are some of the words we use when discussing judgments, discussing issues around around litigation, discussing issues around the court? When you're talking about words, issues around the court, then you talk about words like plea bargain, litigation, accused, plaintiff, bail, plaintiff, custody, and all of those words, we call them domain words or domain vocabulary. So one of their word is nullified. So you also talk about nullification. They don't use the word cancel, even though nullify means cancel, but that's not their word. All right, so 12, 13, okay, so we have 13. I've done the first 12. All right, so you do 13, 14. If you cannot say it, you just put it, just type it out. I know some of you prefer to type. 14. The letters are just only letters, maybe A, B, C, something like that. Oh yeah, I'll drop a letter to your phone. 13, 14. We need one response. Once what's happening? APS 419 it's not seeing screen since so it's gonna be a network. Unless someone can confirm that again. If you have the same trouble, let us know. Nobody's talking about. So what are we doing since? I'll tell you guys are being class. So please indicate if you have some trouble. Let's know. So one is not playing the full game. So please the question. Yeah, question. I've done the first 12. What's not happening? We need to show you guys are there. It's gone. It's like I've answered the first 12. Can we just even get any response? It doesn't even have to be right. Just pick something, let your participating. So then I move on. Hello. Ah, hello. Hello.
And I'm trying to like
Hello.
come outside from the class and enter the class again.
Hello.
But since my network is bad,
Hello.
sir, please, I'm trying to do the question, but I don't
We've been
understand it.
talking. We didn't get any response. This is terrible. Ah, that's why that when we're talking, the teacher cannot just, the teacher cannot just hold the stage. And that was why I had to start with mentorship exercise. Yeah. I started by answering the first 12 questions. Then for you to answer 13, 14, we couldn't even just get anything. Put it on the screen. Maybe A, maybe B, it doesn't have to be correct, just to ensure You're part of it, and you are also making some contributions. Anyway, um, let me go on. The ball dashed the field because it dashed. Okay, the problem is this: the word is sensor. Sensor is the word they use, so this is domain word. Sensor is the word you use when talking about removing an obscene part in movie. Many young graduates have dashed in search of greener pastures. What have they done? They have migrated. Mm, 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 mm. Some let go because they consider an explanation dash plausible. Company has paid dividends. The company has paid dividends to its dash. So we're not talking about synonyms and antonyms. This is about word usage, choosing the right word. Within 1 year, that country has dashed its currency 5 times. Right? So what language is include? So dash the repayment of the loan. So the one is defaulted. So this is just how to use many members of political parties dash to opposing parties just before elections. They deferred. Okay, on again for you. That part your answer. 2021 for you again. 2021. Type out the answer. 2021. 2021. Type out your answer, please. 2021. 2021. Two questions. We're waiting though. Okay. Somebody has typed C for 20. Type for 21. Okay. A for 21. All right. Maybe just one more person. And if no person will move on. At least thank you. We got someone who responded. All right. Just one more person in the house. Ah, only Golden has responded. Though. Maybe we'll move on though. Okay. If you're there, just 1 minute. Okay. About me. C and what? C and what? About me, only 20, no 21. Let's go on. We'll do it. We've got more questions here. 20, 21. Let's go. So 20, the boy must have died. Yes, C, contracted. That's correct. 21, choose the interpretation. The class captain got good coat feet. Okay, that's A, correct. Nervous. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, interpretation. I'll do 22, maybe to 23, 24. Street traders often try to palm their customers off with 40. Palm them, three customers, assist customer, ask for a lot of money, are ready to approve. Yeah. Yeah, so three customers. He has broken a new ground in cancer treatments, introduced a new method. Da, da, da. The principal stood at ground when the students revolted. Uh, Maintain a position. Da, da, da. Okay. Looking after young children can tax one's patience. Requires a lot of endurance. When the show was about to begin, we were still at 6 and 7. Confused. Da, da, da. Mm, 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 mm. Why is one not moving? Da, da, da. Okay, I think we've done all of those ones. Let's allow you 27, 28, at least just only two. 27, 28. Type out your letters 27, 28, 27, 28. Mm, mm, mm. 27, 28. Oh, just 1 minute. 27, 28, 27, 28. Okay. Gordon gave us CD, CC. Okay. My aunt's rough driving could make one tear one's hair out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got very worried. Okay. We never expected that that father would read us the riot acts. Yeah, 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 yeah. Encourage us to make trouble. Worried us, want us to stop making trouble. Caution us not to be involved in riots. Laughing, okay. Want us to stop making trouble. You will certainly break his heart. Okay, 29, 30, 31. After this, I think I'm going to skip. No questions. 29, 30, 31. Only answer, just on the answers of the write it. Use a chat box, 29, 30, 31. Use a chat box, 21, 30, 31. Who's giving us answers? 29, 30, 31, just three questions. Who's giving us answers? Waiting. Still waiting. CAC. Okay, that's from Baumi. CAC. Who is supporting that? You suddenly break it out if you tell him, okay. Is at the crossroad, yeah. Retrace them. I mean, it's fun of making derogatory remarks. Discreet. Okay, let's go. You will certainly break his heart. Okay, that's C. Is at a crossroad to make peace. System is at a crossroad of his life. Decision needs to be taken. Mala make peace with everyone. Retrace his steps. That's B. And animal fond of making derogatory remarks about our brother. Amino is fond of making inconsiderate, discreet, unnecessarily discreet. Is J terms are to be run. Is J terms are to run concurrently? Yeah, that's it. So run concurrently. Another word for concurrently is simultaneously. A is a man who comes from a background of entertainment. Uh, is this synonym? What is being underlined? Background of entertainment, experience, culture, mood. Well, we don't know the word that is underlined there. She has always been grateful that you saved her from kidnappers. Grateful, context, comfort. We don't even know this instruction. Is it still opposite? If still opposite, then the answer is 35. Mm, 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 mm. The whole place was in turmoil when we got there. Confusion. Francis' concern for – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – Anna is affected. insincere. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, what's happening? Corporate punishment is meant to be a deterrent to indiscipline. Let me continue. 37, 38, 39, 37, 38, 39. Corporal punishment is meant, maybe I do 37, 7. So you do 38, 39. Corporal punishment is meant to be a deterrent to indiscipline. Yeah, it is meant to be a remedy. To be a remedy. So 38, 39. You can use a chat button. 38, 39. Come here. What's up? What's happening? 38, 39, 38, 39. Chat button. And after this, I think I'm going to skip 40. 38, 39. Waiting, 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 waiting. 38, 39. 38, 39. Waiting, 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 waiting. 38, 39. Okay. Going CC, um, DC. The new bank is fast becoming insolvent. Bankrupt. He did all he could to defend his master. Seek, protect. Okay, protects. He protects someone. Okay, that's 39. Okay, let's come to grammar now. So 41, 42, 43. Let's allow you respond to this. This is grammar. 41, 42. At least we're done with words. We're done with vocabulary, selection of word. This one is just normal standard English. You have no excuse dash late. In being late to being late for being late. 30, 42, 43. 41, 42, 43. Then I'll continue. 41, 42, 43. Just 2 minutes. 41, 42, 43. 41, 42, 43. 41, 42, 43. Okay, about me, DBB. Let's do it. So I'll answer the next one. You have no excuse for being late. D. My phone is superior to yours. A. So it's superior to. You will surely help me with my work, won't you? B. I hope you got that. So it's now D. A. Did. Oh, funny enough. Dad. About me, you means to dad. For being late, superior to. Uh, oh, wait a minute. It's double. Ah, it's Bill, sorry. Oh. I think the only one you missed is 42. You got 41, you got 43, and then you missed 42. Superior to. Okay, that's it. 43, 44. The trader tried to cash in on, that's an idiom, cash in on. The answer is C. She ate being kept waiting. She ate being kept eating. C. He took his share and gave them theirs. D. It is advisable to mind your own business and not somebody else's business. Somebody else's. So the answer is B, and not somebody else's. B. Mike was very glad. Where is he? Mike was very glad that he had, okay, was very glad. Mike was very glad on hearing that he had won the lottery. Okay, he was glad on hearing, at hearing. Okay, so on hearing, it's just like when you say on hearing something, on hearing, Mike was very glad on hearing. Mr. Kwesi bought dash. Oh, this is interesting. The arrangement of adjective. You just need to arrange two words. Attractive new. Okay, think through this option. Attractive new. Should attractive come before new or new before attractive? New before, that's just it. So the answer okay, B, C, or D. Oh, it can't even be attractive and new. No, the answer is C or D, and it's all about which comes first. Should new come before attractive, and vice versa? Should new come before attractive, and vice versa? 49. 49. Oh yeah, about me 49, 49, 49, 49. 49 is responding. 49, 49. C, C, A, C. A new attractive. Okay, 49 is D, an attractive new. Mr. President, an attractive new, not new attractive. Adjective arrangement. Maybe we need to teach on that. Don't let Jack bully you. Stand up again. Stand up for him. Don't let Jack bully you. Stand up stand up to him. All right, so you stand up to someone. That's when it looks like I no go great. You stand up to them. So that's D. So you have to learn more about what do you call it? Phrasal verbs. The corporate dash, the corporate were being interrogated. Yeah, were being, that's A. Will be interrogated when we you didn't study your verb. Entered. Entered. Okay. No problem. Since our choice be my submission that by the council at the moment, my submission is being considered. She had not come, would she have come? Would she? The answer is D. Last two as difficult, much difficult. Yeah, much too difficult. A, you just need to master that phrase like that. Much too difficult. Can you please dash receipt from purchase? Can you please make up a receipt? Make out a receipt? Make in, you make out. This is an improvement on 58. You can apply if you agree to be. When we were in boarding school, my parents usually came to check on, on, on. It is I who dash, 62, 60B. It is I have, it is I who am to blame, who's to blame. Okay, okay. Oh, almost there. Mm. Okay, 61. Okay. The holiday came to an end all too soon, all too soon, all too soon. That's it. The research was carried out a sample population. This result was carried out. Um, mm, mm, mm. The research was carried out on a sample population. Carry out on. Though dash by opposition, though shaking C, and then 64. To avoid trouble, it is better to stay to say very little on the case. Very little. That's B. So I think we're going to leave it. If I found no explanation, still less, and even less, not less. He offered no explanation, not less the apology, still less the apology, and even less an apology. Okay. 66. Let's go with, let's look at this one, 66. I'm going to send a copy of this. So we can 66. We still have more questions. We still have 10, about 15 more pages. I think that should help you. All right. So with this, we can now say good evening. Thank you for coming around. We'll see you on the Wednesday. By God's grace, be on Wednesday. All right, so let's stop the recording first, and then we'll stop the sharing. So we'll stop the sharing. The recording. Okay, we'll stop the recording.